All right, today I have for you a TRX workout. Probably one of my favorite tools in the studio to use, or anywhere for that matter. A lot of Pilates moves here, not all Pilates, but definitely Pilates woven into today's workout. You do not need shoes, socks, but if one or the other makes you more comfortable, please do what's best for you. So we're gonna start with your straps all the way shortened, okay? I'm on an anchor point, but I will be giving some different modifications for if you're on a door anchor. So my arms are gonna be straight out in front of me. Hands are gonna be in line with kind of like a high belly button. And my feet are about shoulder width distance apart. All 10 toes are pointing forward. So just find the crown of your head reaching up to the ceiling and your tailbone reaching down to the floor. And start to press down into those handles and feel your chest just open up. Take a big breath in. And then on your exhale, you're gonna nod your chin. Start to roll yourself out. Just go for that forward fold here. Allow the knees to bend where it feels natural. Find your long line and then pass through it as you stick your booty out, lift your chest and your heart through your arms. Right, so we're finding more of an arched back here. And then nod your chin, curl the hips under, round your spine, and then just roll yourself all the way up. All right, let's do that again. Press down into those arms, nod your chin, roll yourself out. Don't worry so much about making this perfect, make it feel good. And then roll yourself up. As long as you're getting a stretch somewhere, that's all I care about. We only have one more of these, so enjoy it. Keep that downward energy into the arms. Feel your heart reach forward, your booty reach back. And then roll everything all the way up. All right, we're gonna keep the arms straight, okay? Let's bring the heels together, toes apart. So it's just a tiny Pilates V. And feel that wrap through the back of the legs, feel the length out through the crown of the head. And then from here, just lift your heels up and pause. Just find balance. Doesn't have to be a crazy heel lift, just find balance and then lower the heels down. You lift and lower, that's it. So the arm connection to the straps right now is super important because otherwise we would fall, right? And it's very tempting to want to lean forward as we lift the heels, but maybe think about leaning your upper body back and your pubic bone going forward. Collarbones are still pulling apart. And you have equal weight into all of your toe pads. Let's do 2 and 1. Now lift the heels up just half your range, right? Maybe like a little kitten heel if that's right where you're at. From here, keep your long line. You're gonna bend your knees. You lower down and then just stand it back up. All right, so if you see, I'm not going all the way down to the floor. That's just not my range. But if it's your range, then great. You go all the way down and then come up. Think of the base of the ribs or the front of your ribs kind of drawing into your back. And remember, right, we're trying to stay upright and not lean forward. And I'm hoping you feel more arms when you do that. Last one here, you lower down into your strong, confident squat. Lengthen that tailbone down a little bit more. And then from here, just start to close the knees. They may not close, it's fine. And then open the knees. Little close, little open. Keep those heels driving together like you've got a black card between them and you don't have to pay the bill. Sounds pretty nice. We got 3 and 2 and 1. Bring the knees back to that kind of neutral position. Stand it all the way up. Lower back down. And now we pulse the hips. Just up an inch and down an inch. Think pubic bone forward. Shoulders are pulling down away from the ears. You've got 3, 2, 1. Stand it all the way up. Separate the heels. You're now in parallel. Maybe walk them a little bit further apart. So hip socket, shoulder width distance apart. Now from here, heels stay down. We bend the knees and then we reach forward. So we have to lean forward here, right, because of ankles, and then stand it all the way up. You bend the knees, you go as far as you can, and then you reach forward, and then stand it all the way up. So you go down as far as you can, keeping the heels down, and then you reach forward, and then back up. So my ankles don't let me move a whole lot here. So you do you. You squat down, think of flexing those feet, and then stand it up. Think of that low abdomen lifting off the thighs as you squat down. Let's do one more here. And then all the way up. Now let's do our heel lower and lift here. So once again, you still have that arm connection. You lift the heels up, hold here. Imagine you have little magnets between your ankles. So there's just a little hug in, and then lower the heels down. You lift the heels and then lower the heels. So with your straps, right, have your hands more shoulder width distance apart as opposed to together. Right, sometimes I like to let them go wider because I just feel like it opens up my chest more. And I feel like a lot of us need that. Let's do 3. Really challenge yourself to lift those heels up super, super high and down. I think this is 2. How quickly I forget. Last one here. Lower them down to about that midway range again. Now we bend the knees with the heels lifted. And then stand it back up. I went too far. You bend the knees, you squat down, and then stand it up. So here, because the heels are lifted, we're trying not to lean back and then up. Right, but you see I am, but it's not as much as we were with the heels down. And remember those little magnets between the ankles. And both kneecaps should look like they're pointing forward. Oh, I'm kind of struggling on these today. How are you doing? Let's do 3. And 2. And 1. Good, stand it all the way up. Lower the heels down, keep the heels down, roll yourself out. So when you're here, keep the legs straight to start, and then bend your right knee and let that left hip just kind of cock out to the side, and then straighten your right leg. Bend your left knee, maybe let that left shoulder fall down as long as it feels good and you're getting a stretch somewhere. And then come back to center. And then from here, maybe soften the knees and then just sway the arms from right to left. Allow the hips to move. Again, just make it feel good. And then go ahead and just find center. Press down into those arms and the feet and then roll yourself all the way up. All right, so let's finish footwork with a wide stance and an external rotation. So just make sure that your heels are in line with one another as opposed to your toes, because a lot of us have one foot longer than the other. So arms are straight. Feel this rooting down through your feet and find your long line. You're gonna bend the knees, hips lower, straight down. So for me, I feel like I'm big time tucking the hips and then stand it all the way back up. You bend the knees, you lower down, and then stand it up. At the very least, what I want you finding is an inner thigh stretch. Think of the knees pushing wide and back. And once again, I'm thinking of my upper body leaning back and my hips going forward. And every now and then check in with those feet. Right, make sure you're not caving in or out. You're keeping this tripod connection into the floor. Let's do 2. And 1. Now hold in your squat. All right, and just find levelness. Find that the crown of the head is reaching up to the ceiling. From here, you lift your right heel up and then lower it down. Your left heel lifts and then down. Just continue to alternate, making it the most controlled heel lift you've ever done. You've got 2 and 1. Now if you want to stay there, you stay there. Otherwise, lift both heels up and then both heels down. Keep that arm connection. Both heels lift and down. As the heels lift, think of the hips lowering just 1 more inch, just to deepen the stretch. We have 3. Are you feeling things? And 2. I hope so. Last one. Lower the heels down, stand it all the way up. Bend the elbows, right, to 90. And then take your feet more at a parallel position. So all 10 toes pointing forward. Lunge over to the right side. And just feel a stretch. And then come all the way up. Bend over to your left knee. And then stand it up. One more time. And then up. One more time over to the left. And then come all the way up. Alrighty. Walk your feet together. Keep your elbows bent, kind of pinned at your sides. And then just start to walk your feet in to where now you're leaning back. Think of your body as doing kind of a plank right now. Legs are zipped up. If it's too much, means too hard, walk your feet apart. You pick your poison, all right? Let the arms go straight. And then row yourself up. Let the arms go straight and row yourself up. Think of this as a bent elbow chest expansion. So elbows reach down past the hips, collarbones pull apart. Gaze should be just kind of up at that anchor point or maybe up above your door if you're on the door anchor. You've got 3 and 2. Legs are strong. Last one here, pull yourself up, walk your feet back. Beautiful. All right, so let's stretch out the arms a little bit, but make it active. So let's take your feet wider than shoulder width distance apart. Like 80s shoulder pads distance apart. All right, let the arms go straight. Okay, from here, arms stay straight. You bend the knees, you lower down, go all the way down. And just hang out here for a moment. Kind of shift your weight from left to right. Just getting a stretch either in the armpits, right to your side body, or even for me, like my ankles and my calves. And now go ahead and just find center. Reset yourself, draw the shoulder blades down away from the ears, and then stand it all the way up. Let's go down, but don't hang out in the bottom this time, and then stand it up. Think of the upper back staying broad, so shoulders stay pulling apart, and you're giving that booty just a gentle squeeze at the top. Like you're giving those hips a little curl under. Now, the first thing here that you might notice is those forearms, your grip, right? So wrap those pinkies around just as much as your index fingers, because we need all the fingers, all the forearm strength we can get here. Let's do 2. And 1, pull yourself up, reach your arms forward. And now from here, sweep your right arm up to the sky as your left knee bends. Push into those handles, just get a big twist. Sweep the arm back down. Left arm goes up and around. And then come back to center. One more time each side. Reach up, look up, and then back around. Equal press into the handles, equal reach out through the fingertips. And then come around, find center, and then just roll yourself all the way up. All right, so we're gonna go back to the rows, and then we're gonna turn around and do some stuff for the front body. So firm grip on those handles, bent elbow position to start, walk your feet in. Find that plank position with your spine, strong legs, let the arms go straight, and then row yourself up. And if this gets to be too much, right, you walk your feet away from your anchor point. Every day is different, right? We wake up with new bodies every day. Let's do 5, hang in there. 4, open up that chest at the top. 3, and 2, Elbows reaching down. Last one, pull yourself up. All right, so now let's lengthen the straps to where the yellow tabs are in line where the black and the gray meet. Now, if you're on the door anchor, they might have to go down a little bit further. Please adjust accordingly, okay? So let's take our hands into the handles and then reach the arms out in front. So let's start with legs zipped up together. And actually, let's bring the hands in line with the shoulders to start. Okay, so think of your body being at the top of a plank right now. And then step your right foot out, reach the arms up overhead, keep that back leg straight, and then just press yourself up. Left foot goes forward, big lunge forward, and then press yourself up. Again, right leg goes forward, and then back, and then back. All right, so find the top of your push-up once again. Legs can either be apart or together. Apart is going to be a little bit tougher. So feel your sternum reach into your back, knuckles reach forward, just lift the heels up and then lower the heels down. You lift the heels up and down. Remember those magnets between your ankles. So with my legs together, those ankles don't come together, right? Thighs, knees, they just get in the way. But I'm thinking about it, right? I've got a mirror in front of me. I can see that they're just not connecting. You know, we gotta do what we gotta do. So lift those heels up high, right? Think of that tailbone reaching back down to your ankles and then reach the arms away. So this is our long stretch from the reformer and then pull the arms back in. And you're still working the pull apart of the shoulder blades. And you're only going out as far out as your shoulders and your body allow. You've got two. If anything, those calves should be talking to you. Last one, or maybe mine are just feeling it today. Hold here at the top. We're gonna bend the elbows and then straighten the arms. So a little push up here. Think of puffing up that chest as you bend the elbows. So think chest up or nipples up, all right? Those legs are still strong, pushing down and into the mat. Remember, you can always lower your heels down. In fact, that provides a nice stretch. So let's do 3, and 2, and 1. Hold here. Step that right foot out again, but before you go into that lunge, arms are gonna go out to the side and just find a chest stretch as you lunge forward. Carefully step back. Left foot goes forward, arms go out to the side. Now, of course, if you need a deeper stretch, you start further away from your wall or the anchor point, and then press yourself up. Ooh. Let's do that one more time on each side. Press yourself up. Last one here. And then back up. I say last one, we're gonna do another one. So lunge out with the right foot, reach the arms up and over. Now reach your right arm out to the side. Start to reach your left arm up and over, and then reach that right arm around like you're gonna touch that back heel. Just feel a big, big twisty, yummy stretch, and then sweep the arms back to center, and then stand it back up. This is your last one. Left foot goes out. Sweep the arms up and around. Big twist. Or chiropractor adjustment. Arms come forward, press yourself back up. Okay. Let's come back to that push-up, and then we'll do some tricep presses and come down to the floor. So if you need more of a challenge, you walk your feet back. You need less of a challenge, you walk your feet forward, right? Again, you do you. So feet together or apart. Lift the heels up if that's for you. Find your long line, bend the elbows, and then press yourself up. Make sure that those straps aren't rubbing on your arms. And maybe you do a couple with the feet back, maybe you do a couple with the feet forward. Remember, those hands don't have to come all the way to the line of your shoulders. You've got 3, and 2, and 1. Now everybody walk it forward to where your hands are more in line with your shoulders. Okay, heels are either lifted or lowered, doesn't matter. From here, bend your elbows. Those hands are going to come back to your temples, and then straighten the arms. All right, I want them to come all the way back to your temples. Whew. Notice this doesn't have to be, you don't have to be on a lot of tension or at a super lean to really feel this. Try to go full range. How are you feeling? Think of those elbows pinning together in front of you and your shoulder blades still pulling apart. Legs are still strong, so we're just trying to hold that plank position and let your booty come with you as you do this. Let's do 3. Hang in there. And 2. And 1. Go ahead and walk forward, reach the arms up, but now bend the elbows and just kind of hang on the straps. I like to stick my booty out and kind of do a little sway back and forth. Okie dokie. Let's now lengthen the straps to where the handles are now in line with your kneecaps and the bottom of your cradles are hitting you about mid-shin, thereabouts. Okay. All right, so if you've got the door anchor, when you lie down on your back, obviously your head is not going to be completely into the wall, have like an inch or 2 space there. If you have the mount here, you're going to be lying right underneath where your TRX connects. So when you're here, let's take your hands into the cradles, bring your knees into your chest, find that arm connection here like you found in footwork. And then from here, if it's able, or if you're able to, curl the head, neck, and shoulders up and just hold here. And then just lengthen back down. Knees just stay in your chest, but also hugging in. Again, you exhale, curl the head, neck, and shoulders up. And then just roll back down. Good. Again, curl the head, neck, and shoulders up. And then roll back down. So from here, if you need to keep your head down, you keep your head down. Again, you do you, all right? So find that upper ab curl if that's for you, the pressing down into the arms. Right leg goes straight out as your left knee pulls in. And switch, and now hold. Make the left leg so long and pull that right knee in towards your ear and switch. There's a point where our leg just kind of stops. Try to pull it in closer. Think of the knee going up and over the belly. For 3 and 2 and 1, bend both knees into your chest. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, curl the head back up if you had it down. Send the legs out on an inhale. And then exhale, hug everything in. Inhale the legs away and exhale in. Now, as the legs go out, try to stay parallel and exhale in. Inhale the legs out. Exhale in. 2 more, but this time, as the legs come in, I want you to press down into those arms and try to curl those hips up off the mat. Even if you just think about it. Exhale, press into the arms, curl those hips up, and then just take the feet down to the floor. So knees are bent, feet are about hip socket distance apart. Once again, find your long line, feel the reach out through the fingertips, take a big breath in, and then on your exhale, curl the hips up, peel those hips up into your bridge position and pause. Just feel that opening on the top of your hips. Lower your right hip down. And then lift it back up. Lower your left hip down and then lift it back up. So there's a stretch here, there's a twist here in your pelvis and in your spine. Make it feel good. It's almost like you're just releasing one butt cheek and then engaging it. Release the butt cheek and then engage it. You've got 3 and 2 and 1. Both butt cheeks are back at the party, and then melt all the way down. Bring the knees back into your chest, straighten the legs up to the ceiling. Once again, find that ab curl if it's for you. Lower the right leg all the way down. Go all the way down and into the mat and pause. Find a stretch. Get the legs so straight that they're shaking, maybe. And then scissor switch. Push that whole leg down into the mat as that opposite leg pulls back towards your face. And switch. And switch. So now that bottom leg just hovers. You've got 5 and 4. Hang in there. 3 and 2 and 1. Bend the knees in. Take the feet into the straps. So we're going to go into the cradles. So the arches are in the cradles. Arms are weighted into the mat. So this is your work from your push-through bar on the Cadillac. All right. So find your long line, roll the chest open, equal press into those feet, take a big breath in, and then on your exhale, curl the hips under, peel the hips up, find the top of your bridge and pause. Feel the big toes reach up and over the straps, the thigh bones hug together, and then lengthen all the way down. Now obviously the ankles can't come together because you have the handles, but just think of that energy still being there. Roll the hips up, tailbone reaches to your toes, and then melt all the way down. Again, this time we stay up. Make sure there's space in the front of your throat and your chest should feel soft. No sawing in those straps. Pull your right heel to your seat and then straighten it back out. Left heel to your seat and then back out. Still keep that reach of the big toe up and over the strap. And back in. Hips are level. Now if you wanted to up the ante on this, arms can go up to the ceiling. Just notice how easily you might sway from side to side, right? Takes away a base of support. You do you. Let's do 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Straighten both legs and then melt all the way down. You can kind of open, close the legs here. All right. So this time, let's go knees bent. And let's keep more of a flat back or a hinge bridge as we do this. So press down into the arms, drive the hips up, and then hold. Pull the heels to the seat a little bit more, and then lower the hips back down. Okay. Lift the hips up, pull the heels to the seat, squeeze the back of the knees, and then lower the hips all the way down. I'm hoping you're feeling something going on back here in your calves and your legs. Again, drive the hips up, pull the heels to the seat, and then lower back down. Remember those big toes are still reaching up and over the straps. Again, drive those hips up, pull the heels in, and then lower back down. So let's straighten the legs back out. Let's go more of a heels together, toes apart. Do your best here. So you're kind of on the side-ish of your foot. Press down through the arms, roll the hips up. So now you keep the heels hugging in. We're gonna pull the heels to the seat and then press the legs back out. So this is your leg springs in the air from your Cadillac or your tower. And you're trying not to let those hips fall down, but mine are feeling it today. Think of the hips going up as your legs go straight out. How are you feeling? Once again, if you want to make things harder, arms can come off the mat. You've got 2 and 1. Lower all the way down, 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 down. Holy cannoli. Legs go straight into the mat. Hands go into the cradles here. Let's go flexed feet. Take a big breath in, and then on your exhale, lift the weight of your head up and then roll yourself up and over. And just find a stretch here. Feel the back of the legs press down. Toes are pulling back. And then from here, sweep the arms back behind you. Press down into those straps to maybe drive or reach your heart forward more. And then stack your spine up tall. You might already be getting enough of a stretch in the shoulders here. If not, just lean back. Lean back a little bit. Only go to where you're feeling no pain, but just a stretch. And then from here, kind of rock yourself forward. Sweep the arms back out in front, and then roll yourself back. Roll yourself back. Go all the way back. Let's do that again. Roll yourself up. Do what you gotta do. If you gotta row up, you row up. And then just reach forward. Instead of rounding forward, think of growing longer and taller through a flat back as you kind of hinge forward. It's a different type of stretch for my tight people. It's gonna feel very uncomfortable, like I'm feeling right now. Okay, and then from here, just start to roll yourself back. Round back, go for like a half roll back, and just pause. Arms, maybe take them to the width of your mat, or maybe that 80 shoulder pad distance apart. From here, keep the shape of your spine. Float your right leg up, and then lower it down. Do what you gotta do. If you gotta lean back further, you lean back further. Maybe the leg only lifts up an inch today, that's fine. Left one again, it lowers down. Hold both legs down and then roll yourself back, round back, go all the way back. All right, now we only come up to that half roll back again. So press down into those arms, roll yourself up, just come up halfway and pause. Hopefully you're feeling some stomach action here. You're gonna float that right leg up again and then down. Left leg comes up and down. Now, if you're feeling froggy, maybe both legs could float up and down. One more time, alternate if you got to. Float the legs up and down, and then melt, melt, melt. Okie dokie. So let's do one more variation here. So let's start with the knees into the chest, coming up into that teaser. All right, the knees can be bent, the legs can go straight. You do you. So take a big breath in. On your exhale, start to send the legs away and rock yourself up. Hold here at the top. Again, knees can be bent, they can be straight. But now roll yourself back a little bit and then roll yourself up. Legs, try to keep them stable as you go up and down. Up, or that's down, and then up. Whew. You've got 2 and 1. Lower all the way down. Oof, knees come into the chest. From here, just rock the knees from side to side. Just getting a little twist. All right, so let's now turn over onto your stomach. And your hands are gonna be into the cradles. Now, if they're too high, right, meaning they're too high, too much on your shoulders, please lengthen the straps down. Door anchor, just make sure you're not hitting the wall. Forehead comes into the mat. Legs are reaching long behind you and they're zipped up together. Press your pubic bone down into the mat and feel your low abs kind of lift up away from the floor just to support the low back. They're still touching, they're just supporting the back. From here, shrug your shoulders into your ears and then shrug your or pull your shoulders down. We're gonna elevate the shoulder blades and then depress the shoulder blades. Elevate and then depress. Now keep them depressed. Press into those arms to lift the chest up. Feel like you're reaching your heart forward. This is your swan or your extension. And then just lengthen as you come all the way down. Good. Again, legs stay zipped up if you can. Press into those arms, reach the heart forward, and then come all the way down. Good. Again, you lift your chest up and pause here. Feel the base of your ribs kind of pull into your back. And then from here, bend your right elbow and straighten the arm. Bend your left elbow and straighten the arm. Bend your right elbow and straighten the arm. Think of it lifting up to the sky as it bends, right? So it's not dipping down. We've got 3. I lied, that's 2. This is 1. Arms go straight and then just lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. All right, now we do both arms at the same time. All right, press into those arms. Roll the chest open as it lifts up. Both elbows bend and straighten. Think of this as like a wide back fly. Separate the legs if it's getting too much into your lower back. We've got 3. Neck is long and 2 And 1, arms go straight and then roll or lengthen all the way down. Just take the straps into one hand. Other hand comes into the mat. Press yourself up. Take your hands back into both cradles. Sit the hips back and then just find kind of a child's pose or a shell stretch here. And I love to sway back and forth here. Some people even like to just lean the hips forward and hang on the straps. Maybe do like a little cat-cow. Alrighty, so let's get set up for planking. So the straps, they should be fine where they're at. In fact, mine I can see they're a hair off. Some people like to do these a different way. Some people like to face your TRX straps, put your feet in and then flip over. I'm not good at cueing it. I'm not good at doing it myself. So I face away from my anchor point, tops of the feet come into the cradles. And I'm gonna work on a hard flex of my feet. Once again, door anchor, just make sure you're not gonna hit your door when the legs go straight. And then people with the mount overhead, the further away from the anchor point you are, the harder planking is going to be. So pick your poison, all right? So I'm gonna recommend everybody come down onto your forearms with fists like you've got ice picks in your hands. Arms look like a number 11. And I'm gonna bring my face over my hands. All right, remember, feet are flexed. Find that broad upper back, float the knees up, and then send your legs out and pause. Try to get more weight into your hands than your elbows. It feels like an impossible task, just do what you can. Strong legs, keep pushing back through those heels. You've got 3 and 2 and 1, bend the knees, lower them down. Let's do it, all right? Same position. Elbows are, fists are driving into the mat. Now, of course, if this doesn't feel nice, right, you go up onto your hands, okay? Face goes over your fists. Press those legs back, find that strong plank. Now, from here, you, of course, have the option to hold, or you slide yourself back, and then you go forward. You slide yourself back, and then you go forward. Once again, weight stays in those hands, as if those elbows could just float up. You've got 3 and 2 and 1. Bend the knees, come all the way down. I'm feeling these today. How about you? All right, so let's do some knee tucks, all right, bring the knees in, and then we'll do some pikes, and then we'll be done with planking. All right, so again, take your option, whether hands or elbows, onto the mat. When doing this double knee tuck, I want you to bring your knees to your elbows. So right knee goes to right elbow, left knee to left elbow. Drive down those ice picks, pull the shoulder blades apart, send the legs out, bring the knees to your elbows, and then press the legs back out. Let the hips pike up as your knees pull in. And maybe look at those feet as they come in. You've got 3, hang in there, and 2, and 1, lower down. Whew. Oh yeah, piking is next. Again, you always have the option to just hold your plank. And if you're like, you know what, I'm not feeling these anymore, take your feet down to the mat, right? Oh, I will meet you where you're at. Meet your body where it's at. All right, so find your arm position. Legs are gonna go straight, pull those shoulder blades apart. So big protraction, press the legs out, pike the hips up, 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 send the legs back out. You pike the hips up, legs stay straight, and then back out. You gotta push into those arms, and back out. Let's do 2, and back out. Last one. And then lower down. Now, if you can, stay on your knees and then come up into this active kneeling position. I'm gonna reach back, grab onto my straps, And I'm gonna think of pushing back into the straps as I drive my hips forward. And you should be getting a stretch on the top of the thighs. If you kind of squeeze your butt cheeks a little bit, hopefully it'll deepen that stretch. Okay, let's carefully take those feet out. Okay, so let's come off the mat. And then let's bring the straps up midway. So they're at where that black and the gray meet, or just midway for whatever straps you have. We're gonna do a couple things here and then we're gonna be done. So awesome work if you're still with me. I'm sweating, I'm breathing hard. So let's take the feet wide again. Elbows are gonna be bent, palms are gonna be facing in. Wide, so like if you have a mat, it's gonna be wider than the mat typically. All 10 toes are pointing forward, right? You're gonna bend into that right knee and then just hold here. The left pinky toe, it should be down, and then stand it back up. Lunge over to the left, right pinky toe is down, and then come back up, all right? So just finds that inner thigh stretch, but also keeping that foot firmly planted to the ground. And even though you're leaning forward, you're still keeping your chest open, your spine long. Last one here, come all the way up, all right? So now we're gonna try standing on one leg as we do this, okay? So lunge over to the right. Now you're gonna press down into that right foot, come standing on the left leg, right knee comes up, and just hold and find balance. And then as you send the right leg back out, it's gonna be a toe ball heel. So try to control the landing. You come up, right knee comes up, you hold 2, 3, and then land back down. Use the pull of your arms to come up. This is full body, 100%. You go out, toe ball heel, and then come all the way up. And then back out. And then up. Remember, the left pinky toe stays down. Lots of rights and lefts. And up. You've got 2. And last one. Come all the way up and pause. Woo. Find balance, find your long line, and then step the foot out. Okay, let's do the other side. Got a whole nother leg. Aren't we blessed? Lunge over to the left side. Stand it up. Take a moment, and then toe ball heel. Come up, balance, and then toe ball heel. Every side is different, right? Still with me? Let's do 3. And 2, and 1, come all the way up, pause, and then just lower the leg down. Fabulous. All right, so keep that firm grip on your straps. Take your right ankle over your left knee and just sit the hips back. Just get a figure 4 stretch. And then stay on that same side and then just go back. And then come all the way up. Right foot comes down, left ankle over your right knee. Same thing here. Be careful as you go back. And then come all the way up. You can either lean forward, you can lean back. It's whatever makes you feel safer, more comfortable, and then come all the way up. Okay. So let's bring the hands back out to where, let's start maybe just above hip height. Feet are shoulder width distance apart. So just roll yourself out. Find that forward fold. Let the head hang. Let the spine round. So this is like your elephant from the reformer. Circle the arms around and up to the ceiling. If it's too much, you walk yourself forward. And then from here, keep the rounding of your spine. And then let your hips just kind of fall back. And then bring your hips over your feet. Circle the arms around again. I'm gonna take a little step forward just to give myself some more movement. Circle the arms around, reach them up to the ceiling. Tailbone curls under as you lean back. Keep pushing up and into the handles. And then hips kind of glide forward. Circle the arms around. And then stack your spine all the way up. We've got one more stretch to finish. So I'm gonna let go of one handle, and then I'm gonna pull tight with my right hand. So I'm holding on with my right hand. I'm gonna pivot and face the camera, right? You take whatever hand you've got. So my right hand is gonna be in front of my left chest here, my left boob. My left foot is gonna go forward, my right foot goes back, all right? My left arm goes up and over the straps. I'm already leaning a little bit, right, away from the anchor point. From here, both feet stay glued as best you can. I'm gonna start to let myself fall back. Left arm circles around, big twist, and then pull yourself up. Now, if this is too intense, it's too much on the arm and the forearm, you step further away. So now you're not leaning. And also the hand starts maybe in front of your left shoulder. Try different options, okay? And then pull yourself up. One more here. We'll do 3 on each side. Try to let that right arm go straight, or the hand that's in the handle. Whoop, that's why both feet stay planted. And then pull yourself up. Switch sides. So find that position that works best for you. Right arm is up and over the strap. Let yourself go back. And then pull yourself up. I like an inhale as I go into this big twist. Some people like an exhale. I find that the inhale expands the ribs a bit more and it deepens the stretch. Whew, come all the way up and you are done. Nice work.